Hello everybody and welcome back to Ultimate Sims Guides. My name is Taylor, for those of you that may be new here, and in today's video we are building a family house for a family that I actually created. I really wanted to try and make a family and then build their house because a lot of the time I have an idea of what I want the family to look like and what I want them to be, but I wanted it to be more specific. So what this family ended up being is there is a mother who's in the business career. She's actually pretty far along. I believe she was a vice president. And then her husband is a stay-at-home dad, and he's kind of, she is very ambitious and she's a perfectionist and all those kinds of things, and he is very lazy. And he doesn't really do much. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't want to ever have a job, so he's staying home to raise his kids. But his kids are now a teenager and a child, and they don't need him as much anymore, which I find very interesting. And I was just thinking about, what does he want to do with his life? And this is the house that ended up coming from that. So we end up with a cute little dining room, a very small kitchen, but overall the house is very pretty, and I really, really liked the way it turned out. I had a lot of fun building this, a lot of fun. The only issue is that I didn't plan a floor plan good enough because the teenager and child ended up having to share a bedroom. There was no way I could split the area without it being really weird and having angled walls for it to be a fair amount of space between the two. So yeah, I didn't plan that very well. I feel it was bad. But it does end up being 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms with a decent kitchen. It took me forever to figure out how I wanted the outside of this house to look. I had looked at some different images on Google of different houses I kind of wanted to loosely base it off of. But it's, real life doesn't always translate to The Sims, so sometimes that can be a little bit difficult. But I do really like how this turned out overall. It ended up being a really cute family home, very suburban looking, It's like a white picket fence type of house, but I really do like it. I think it's very, very cute. I love using 2 different tones on houses, having stone walls and then also having siding. Also, I just add flowers to pretty much every house. Oh, did I mention that I'm pretty sure I only used base game in this build as well, which made it even more difficult. So this is a base game only build. I remember because I used those flowers, and they're my least favorite ones because they don't size up well, and they end up being really weird sizes. But yeah, this is just a base game build because a lot of people ask for base game only builds a lot. And so I just wanted to try it because I've never actually done that. I find that a lot of the stuff in base game is lacking. It's very boring. I get very bored very quickly with the base game items. Thankfully they add stuff sometimes, but oh man, the style difference between some of the stuff we get now and the stuff we got 5 years ago is wild. But yeah, so this house is base game only. So if you want to download it, you can go to my gallery ID. I will have that in the description. I'm actually pretty proud of the outside of this house, the backyard. I'm pretty sure I end up putting a pool and a little table. It isn't too fancy because I'm really bad at backyards and landscaping and all of that, but I do think that it turned out kind of cute, so give me some props. I do end up using a ton of plants in all of the corners. I just wanted it to look very bright and happy. The funny thing is the second I went in to actually play with this family, it was winter and everything was dead, and I got real sad. I was literally oh, I want it to look pretty and happy and bright, and then, yeah, Seasons was no, you can't have that. You can't be happy. No happiness for you, girl. Just be sad because everything died. So that sucked. I was trying to see if I could put, a chimney thing there, and then I was wait, that's gonna be the kids' bedroom, so, what am I even doing? What's the point? No, unnecessary, but it's fine. I added a tree and a little bit of, terrain paint. That's the only way. I'm so bad at landscaping. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make it up. I see some of these people with builds where they're using terrain tools and all sorts of trees and flowers and rocks, and I'm just yeah, here's a small flower bed that I created that looks absolutely insane. But I try my best, okay? I try my best. So I end up just putting a ton, literally a ton of flowers in here, all sorts of different flowers, just to make it bright and happy and a little bit more fun. So yeah, I just end up adding a ton of different colored plants and flowers and just cute things in this little flower bed. I didn't really know what kind of vibe I was going for. It was just rainbow. That was kind of just the entire vibe. And then I do add a pool with a little bit of, what is that even called? Tile around it. A ladder, some turtles, because save the turtles, and a couple lounge chairs. I didn't really want to go too crazy in the backyard because in my mind, the mom wants the entire house to be very clean and very minimal, and the dad is kind of just chilling. I really just thought about these people a lot, and I was she doesn't want, a ton of things happening outside. she really wants it to be very minimal, just have 2 white lounge chairs and a pool and no fun things for the kids to do, because I just feel like she's not a nice lady for some reason and their dad is just the nicest. But that's just kind of like where my brain went the whole time. I do end up putting a small bathroom right there beside the stairs, and the stairs end up being kind of weird and taking up a lot more space than I wanted them to, but for some reason I just really wanted them to be U-shaped. I don't know what it was, I don't know why, it's what I wanted. But then upstairs you have the parents' bedroom and another bathroom that they have. And then this big area here, see, I was trying to figure out a way that I could make this into 2 bedrooms, and there was literally no way it was going to happen. And there wasn't enough room on the other side of the house to make bedrooms either, so I was like, okay, dividers. That's what we're going to do. We are going to divide it. So I end up just giving them some little beds, and each of them kind of has their own style on the 2 different sides of the room. I think it ended up looking pretty cute, but I'm pretty sure I flip over and we don't decorate that till after the kitchen and the living room. So here we go. At this point, I had to actually Google how to do half tiles because I completely forgot. I was like, there is buttons to make half tiles. I believe it was Control F, Shift F, something, and F made a half tile because I really wanted that to have like a little diagonal. I don't know what's happening on top of that half wall, like with the little black dots. I couldn't figure out why it was happening. It happened with every single half wall top part. I don't even know what those are called, but yeah, I didn't know why that was happening, and I was like, well, we're just gonna go with it. So I went with this base game tile. I really like these tiles that they added in an update sometime last year, I believe. I tried to find curtains for this bay window that didn't look kind of like grandma-y or like very traditional, and I just couldn't find anything. So I just, went with a little empty, beautiful window because, it's a dining room. It's not like hopefully it's not like anyone's going to be walking around naked out there. So, maybe some people like to sit in front of a window and eat naked at their dining table while their kids are home. Who knows? People be crazy. But I did not add curtains to that. And then I added this little stand thing with some, I'm a really good talker. I know what words are. But it just went for a very like neutral, light woods in this entire house. We go and add a little table here because I like adding tables where it's just like realistic, because people are going to be like, oh, I'm going to throw my keys here. I'm going to throw some books here, like just random stuff by the front door that you would have by your front door, And then I do use this red shelf. It's a piece of custom content that you can use to just kind of have more spots to put items, and it's really cool and I really like it. I will definitely have a link to the red shelf in the description down below because it's incredible. So I do at one point completely forget that I needed a bathroom in that room, and I had covered it with other things. So then we added a bathroom. The bathrooms in this house are very boring because bathrooms are boring. I do not like to decorate bathrooms, and then sometimes I'll be on Twitter or Instagram and like looking at Sim stuff, and all I see is people decorating beautiful bathrooms, and I'm like, you are more talented than I will ever be. So we end up with a fireplace, a little blue vibe with all of the whatchamacallits? Couches. Oh my goodness, apparently words are not my friend today. I went for like blue, orange, and light woods in this house. It was just kind of the vibe, Definitely. And then one thing that I really like that I did in this house was I had this random nook beside the stairs, and I decided to add a bunch of shelves and just fill it with toys. And I thought that was like really cute because his mom, as I said about the backyard, this mom really just wants the house to be organized all the time. So I was like, oh, well, I could have this child have all of her toys very, very organized and put away. And then I put some of like the more like masculine toys that in theory her brother would use kind of higher because he is now a teenager, but like she doesn't really touch those toys as much. I just thought that it was like a cute idea to have a little toy nook. I do add a couple random pieces of artwork and stuff on this wall. I find that like a lot of the base game windows are such weird shapes that you can't really find good curtains for them. So it ended up being kind of hard to do a base game only house. But then I add the llama and sloth pictures, of course, because they are my favorite base game item. I think that they're so much fun, into the daughters section, and just some posters into the son section. And then give them very similar but neutral beds so that it can all kind of just vibe together. And I did end up painting each like opposite wall that they kind of like their wall different colors so they could kind of feel a little bit more individualistic and not like they share a room with their sibling, because no one really wants to share rooms with their siblings most of the time. Do add a little bit of clutter and things, messy. I love putting dirty laundry under the beds. Don't question it, just go with it. I actually kind of struggled to find a good rug for the sun side of the room. I couldn't find any in the base game that were like the vibe I was going for, so I just went with that like red one, I don't know. And then upstairs in the parents' room, I really don't like base game beds. I find them to be kind of boring. So the parents' room is nothing that I would normally decorate with, which is very interesting. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you like this house, you will find my gallery ID listed in the description down below. If you're not subscribed, you should do that. Make sure that you turn on those post notifications so you never miss a video. I hope you're having an awesome day wherever you happen to be in the world right now, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.